Libra, welcome to your Astroflower reading for the week. We're going to be going into your chakras, your aura, and your tarots as well. I have done a collective reading on the heart and the sacrum because there's a lot of changes going on at the moment within the energy around us. It's affecting you, it's affecting me, it's affecting us. So did a really good reading on that. We've also got the 3 monthly reading coming out next week. Yours will be out on Wednesday. And the collective will be out on Sunday. And then we've got the changing of Pluto from Capricorn into Aquarius, which will be doing a reading the following week. So let's just go. Thank you very much for being here, by the way, and subscribing and all of that. Let's just go into your chakras. Let's just see what's going on here. Okay. It's nice, it's defined. There's a mutable situation going on here. So you've got the energy that's flowing out of your root chakra, going into your sacrum. But you've also got the lower section of your root chakra as well. It's feeling things out, seeing how things sit, seeing what you want, seeing how how you can reposition yourself slightly at the moment. That's what it seems to be here. So you might be reassessing a lot within your life in accordance to what you're living in regards to anything from your relationship to your material world. But these are real root grounding things, basically. Let's just have a look what's going on in your sacrum. So here's your sacrum. It's nicely charged, not excessively, which we've seen on a lot of other signs, but nicely charged. It's certainly got a nice balance between a healthy balance between work and play, basically. There is obviously the desire to get on within the material world, but there's also a desire to get on within your personal world as well. There is one thing that's sort of coming to the surface, and I don't think it's quite there yet, but it's an energy that's coming out of the middle of the sacrum, which I went into on the collective reading, which you can find on our channel. And this has to do with your fundamental desires. So fundamental desires are, I am hungry. Your heart's desires is, what do I want to eat? So these are fundamental desires that are coming to the surface within you. I'm not sure they're actually there. You're sort of like, you can see the buds making their first leaves as they break the surface of the earth as springtime sort of kicks in. And we're in the springtime in the northern hemisphere. Okay, in the southern hemisphere that's not the case. But within you and yourself, you are going to be moving into your summertime in the next sort of week or so. So things are really going to start rocking and rolling for you, and really start moving on and being really concrete about it. So it's a good moment, and we often get that a week before your 6 month period, your 6 month birthday, as it were. A reassessment of things, and you might well be going for this. You might feel yourself a little bit tired out or overrun, as it were, a little bit. But it's giving you that tiredness or that overrun should help you sort of sit back and realize that, what do I actually want to manifest in my life according to my fundamental desires? Let's just go on to your solar plexus. So here's your solar plexus. Very nice. Actually really beautiful. Really powerful. There's a lot of passion. You're getting through it, basically. There's a lot of getting involved with the here and now, like a Queen of Wands sort of scenario. You've got several irons in the fire, as it were, and it's working on all fronts at the moment, and it's being out there, it's being involved and being passionate about your life, which is gonna be the main driver, I think, behind things. Okay, so this is the heart chakra here. You might be having a difficult time with your heart chakra at the moment, with your relationships, maybe. That could be, it's might have left a sort of like a like a aftertaste in your mouth is the best way to describe it. And it's almost as if like your heart's kind of going, not so sure. The thing is, there is a part of the heart here which is pushing, kind of going, doesn't matter whether you're not so sure, you've still got to live your heart's desires. And it does want to come out. And you might be bottling it up here. And I wouldn't, if I was you, Libra, I would let it out. I would really let it out. We'll have to see what's going on in let's look at what's going on in your third eye and your throat chakra in order to get a good sort of, that is really charged. That's preempting that sacrum. That's a lot more charged than the sacrum. So having logical conversations with people, expressing yourself in a logical sort of sense will help you out, will open up your heart, because you're not going to be able to hold it in forever. And it's got to allow your heart to sort of say exactly what it feels. And you can see it when within the heart there, you have sections which are sort of swelling, that are building up, and the top section, which is to do with immediate relationships, is very flat, which is completely out of sync with the rest of every other sign. You're unique within yourself, Libra, and you will always be unique. And so, yeah, and I think these things that are, this energy that's building up round the center of those center petals of your heart, are literally going to break through one day, and just literally, well, very soon, break through and point you in the direction of your heart's desires. And you got to go there whether you like it or not, basically. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you. And using this logical thinking with this clear communication. And this is verbal communication. This is actually speaking about things rather than sort of like, sending out signals. Because signals do not, it doesn't really sort of, it's not a sure thing. It's, the people may not get it, and they may get it the wrong way. So I would be very clear in your verbal communication, basically. Don't hold back. Be true to yourself, as you always are. And I think that's, you'll come out of this really clearly. But it's definitely where it's building up within your mind's eye. This is how I want it. This is how I want life. And this gets into tandem with those essential desires in your life. Let's just see what's going on in your crown chakra. There's a consciousness that is growing. It's building up within you, and it does it on a regular basis. It builds up and then kind of go boom, like an overflowing sort of volcano. It just occasionally, a volcano is probably not such a nice way of looking at it, but you know what I mean. It's like it gradually overflows and sort of like comes over the edges and flows into the rest of your energies, and basically puts you in a position where you can manifest things clearly, which you should have been doing over the past week. And some of the manifestations that you might have been doing may not be to what you actually thought. And that's what we've been seeing in a lot of people's auras as well. Talking about that, let's just have a look through your aura. So there is something, and I think this has to do something within the past. I don't think it's on your plate at the moment, and I don't think it's coming back on your plate. I think it's something that has been on your plate that you've had to deal with. Not something that you've realized, it's something you've had to deal with. And within the beginning part of the week, we're talking Tuesday, Wednesday, around that sort of period, all of a sudden you may have a realization moment now. It's kind of going, okay, and this is now how I can activate it. The understanding of what you've dealt with in the past, okay? And then you're getting on the top of this thing, and this is where you tie into Aries. Now, Aries is your opposite sign, so they have a lot of sort of complementary energies that you would like in your life, as much as you have a lot of complementary energies for an Aries. And it's as if you're going to be one of the first to, it's like the canary in the coal mine in a way. There seems to be something coming through the outside that we've got to deal with, that you are in a position to understand or to engage with first of all. There's only you and Aries that have got this going on. Other signs are still sort of catching up, as it were. So later on in the week, we're talking Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there may be something that comes up in your life that sort of kind of makes you kind of going, oh, blimey, I've got to, well, I didn't really see that coming. I didn't see that happening. It's going to be, there's going to be a certain degree of sort of, I don't want to say stops you in your tracks, but it's going to adjust you're going to have to adjust to how you approach things in life. Okay, let's just see. There's nothing seems to be untoward. The energy actually is flowing much more towards your heart than anything else, and this is going to build in you over this week, your heart, and I think it's going to come to the fore the following week or the week after. But whatever it is, it's going to give you a direction to go for. Let's just have a look at your tarot cards now. This is the overall energy. These are the karmic messages or karmic missions on your relationship side and on your financial sort of side. This is how the universe influences you. These are how the guides influence your karmic message. This is how the guides influence that conversation that we have within us. And this is the overall outcome for you. So let's just see what the energy is for this week. Libra. Let's just see what's going on for you. Fair exchange. This could be the denting of that heart, maybe, that you might have had with the difficulty in this. And this is what maybe, in a relationship is built on two people, at least two. Okay. And so therefore there is got to be fair exchange from both sides, as much as from yourself, as much as from the outside world. And I'm not calling you out here, Libra, but sometimes, it's like a storm. A storm will just plow on through, regardless of what. And sometimes what happens for you, Libra, you get your head down and you start just plowing on through. And it's not without a disregard for other people. It's almost out of defense for yourself, protecting yourself. And I'm not sure that, I think maybe that realization and that activation on this week will realize how you've got that fair exchange. If you are not being treated fairly from other people from outside you, if they don't realize it, that, and there's no fair exchange from the people that are around you or the situation that is around you, and this could be within your financial world as much as within your relationship world, then I'd walk away from it. Why bother in a situation which is not going to meet you halfway, basically? There is understanding. This is what I'm saying. There is an understanding this week and a karmic message within your relationship side. And the Hierophant is about that. It's all about putting into practice what you've learned. So it could well be, it symbolizes a bit like a teacher, and it's teaching people through the actions of what you do. That is what your heart's desires. That's what the star is, the star card. Yeah. And that clear staircase that's going towards it is a case of you've gone through the 3 steps of understanding, and through those 3 steps of understanding, you know how to physically just get to your heart's desires. The universe is trying to help you shine. I think this is the pressure that you're going to feel on your heart here. I think they're trying to bring you to the fore, and you can't hide behind that rock anymore. That's sort of the scenario here. So might be pushed into the limelight whether you like it or not within your life. And that's what the universe is trying to do within the relationships. I think it's trying to bring things to the surface as well. Yeah, your guides here. Now, is your guides helping you out? Yes, I do think they are. I think there's choices to be made, but in order to make those choices, you have to have a clear look all around you. And then, the Two of Swords is also on the old cards, on these cards here, the Two of Swords. Yeah, she's sitting there with her 2 swords, and there is an island behind her, so that she can go to something else, but she doesn't notice it because she's got a blindfold on. And your guides here, through the coincidences in your life, are trying to make you realize something about your relationships that are around you. A leap of faith. I think this really ties into that fair exchange. I think you do need to have a leap of faith. I think you do need to express yourself logically through communications, through others. And you're almost, I don't know if you're because this is the conversation within you. I'm not sure whether it's good for you or this leap of faith is almost where you're trying to convince yourself of something else that doesn't really or hasn't really sort of gelled, and you're trying to convince yourself that it should be like one way when it's actually, you're not looking at it. You're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to these fundamental things, maybe. You're just, I think you should. I think you need to look at every angle before you really make the decision to go forward. Okay? Let's just see, because that's what's stunting the heart. And it's going to build it up. So eventually you're going to have to take that leap of faith. Yes. Because the universe is going to push it through. There is an aspect to here, which is with the Two of Swords, which is just blocking the things. Okay? Let's just have a look what's going on your financial sort of side. Okay. So within your material world, death and rebirth. So this could be an end of a job and the starting of a new one. It could be changing of a promotion within your job. It could well also be the starting of a business. It could also be the end of any financial difficulties that you might have been having in your life. Lovers, falling in love. You might even be meeting someone who's connected to your work. That may be for some of you. And falling in love with someone because they work with you, basically. But it's a whole new beginning. And I think this new beginning, you should love what you do, basically. And I think that's what it's all about. And this is what you could be concentrating on within your mind's eye. And the thing is, it's realizing that evident path that is within you. I'm just seeing if there's any other sevens on there. We've already got 2 6s down on the ground. But yeah, it's realizing, I think this is what the guides are trying to help you do here with this new path, is realize the direction that you should be taking. So it becomes completely and utterly evident for you. What is the conversation? There is an aspect of sort of that leap of faith here, sort of kind of being carried through. I think you deserve it, but you've got to put your heart's desires into it. And that's just the thing that's lacking at the moment. And it's lacking with this sort of procrastination on this side here, not really seeing things, seeing every angle on this side here. These are how your guides are trying to work in the coincidences that are around you. And with the shutting down of that heart of yours, it's not helping you to see everything that is around you that's utterly clear for you. But the moment you do this, I think it's going to be blistering for you. It's going to be really, really good for you. Healthy boundaries. That's it by the end of the week. And, there is definitely healthy boundaries in regards to people outside you. And this could be that thing coming in I was talking about that was in your aura by the end of the week. That could well be that sort of thing coming through. I also think there's something to be said here for the healthy boundaries within you. That you have to look at everything and around you and realize, no one's perfect. So, we do what we think is best. We head down that road, and then in hindsight, we can see how we could have done it better. That's the beauty of hindsight. We can only have that once we've done it. We can't have it beforehand. We can try and idolize about how we want things, but it doesn't always turn out that way. And that's what I'm sort of saying, what's happening in your aura. And these healthy boundaries within you are going to also create those healthy boundaries that are around you as well, and give you a bit more sort of structure to life. I just want to have a quick look at this and see what's going on. Page of Swords. You're closing down your ideas of what love is about, basically. You're not looking at all the possibilities and the ideas. 9 of Swords, bit of a repeating sort of scenario. If you don't look at it, you're going to find yourself in a repeating scenario. King of Swords of what can come out of this, with the 7 of Wands underneath it, of looking after yourself. If you do start opening it up to the ideas of what this could be, and the possibilities of different things, then all of a sudden you're going to come out of this on top with the King of Swords. Let's just have a quick look at what's going on with this Seven of Cups, because I think that's tied into it. The Nine of Cups. So you might have too many choices here, and that's difficult for Libra. Libra doesn't like too many choices. That's the last thing they like. It's much easier when there's no choice in a way. And that's what the evident path is all about. There's no choices to be made in it. The Moon. The Moon has been coming out for everybody. Didn't come up in your main reading. It's only come out in the clarification. But it's going to bring to the surface, I think, here, things that you're going to have to deal with as well. And it's going to... But this is obviously very positive directions for you here. Once you realise your evident path, it's going to be like dreams come true for you, Libra. There you go. Don't forget, we've got your 3 monthly reading coming out on Wednesday. I'll see you over there for that. Thank you very much for supporting this channel, subscribing, watching it all the way through and everything. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.